everybody. Today we're going to be talking about 2-point perspective. Since this is a little bit more advanced, it's going to be more monkey see, monkey do, not like a series of notes like our 1-point perspective, because this is one that you'll use a whole lot less often unless you move into Art 2. So what we're going to be drawing today is a street corner that has like some walls, some signs, lots of little like what we would call set dressing, so it like has stuff. But it is still a linear perspective, meaning the first thing we got to do is draw on our horizon line. So I'm going to take any kind of straight edge. I'm using a ruler here, but it's not really something I'm measuring. And I'm going about 1/3 up the way my paper, because remember, we've got that rule of thirds. We split our page into 3 equal sections, roughly, vertically and horizontally. And we're using that bottom vertical or horizontal right now. I'm going to draw myself a horizon line. Whoosh. Now, in reality, your real life, your 2-point perspective tends to be really far apart, way off the edge of the page. But for the sake of this particular project, ours are going to be just to the inside of the edge of our paper. We're going to have 2 vanishing points because it is 2-point perspective. So 1, 2, 1 point, 2 point. Now, to set up our wall, instead of having the front side of a face of something facing us, what we're going to have is the front corner that faces us. So what that's going to, so that is going to be a perpendicular line that just goes somewhere. Now have it somewhere near the middle, but try not to have it dead center. If you have it dead center, it tends to look kind of funny. So I'm going to pull mine slightly over here to the left. You can pull yours slightly to the right, or you could pull it a little bit more to the right or left if you want. Just try to keep it somewhere, in this general zone. And I'm going to draw a line. I want it to come fairly high up because I don't want to have too little room. And I'm going to have it come about halfway down my bottom section right here. So this is the corner of the wall that is closest to me. All right, now to finish off my wall, I'm going to bring 2 lines from the top and the bottom of this line. I'm going to draw my receding lines from the top and the bottom to my vanishing points. That's the correct phrasing. Draw my receding lines from the top and bottom of this line to my vanishing point. And once I get this done, you can kind of start to see that wall appear. It goes like so, goes like, oh, that is a crunchy part of the ruler. So here is my wall. Now I could add buildings to this and so on and so forth, but this is the general structure of what I need. And you can see that I'm overlapping most of my horizon line, so I can probably erase it at this point. But yeah, there's my basic setup. I can, as I said, add buildings and such. So if I wanted to change it so that this side of the wall was a little bit shorter, I could draw a line right here to end that wall. And then I would need my next building over. My next building over, the most forward corner of that building, is actually this same line. So if I want a taller building, I would draw this line taller, like so. And if I wanted a shorter building, then I would start my receding line from a little down further. The bottom receding line is the same, so I'm not doing anything weird there. I need my new receding lines from the top of this building to go to my vanishing points over here and over here. Now, fun trick, this one, I'm not going to bring it any further. Ooh, that went really cattywampus for a second. I'm not going to bring it any further than the front of this building right here. And I'm going to take a second to do some erasing, and then you're going to see exactly how well this lines up like a wall. Right, so you can see that I erased my horizon line because it's being overlapped by my buildings. I erased this receding line from right here because clearly my building is not going to exist past this point. And yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, and I erased my mess up right there. So you can see I have my first building right here, my second building right there. Both of them are going off into infinity, so I probably will end them a little bit earlier once I've finished adding in whatever buildings I want to add. Let me show you one shorter building on this side, just so you can see what that would, how that would go in. Say that I want to end this building a little further down. So it's going to be more like right here. So this will no longer be my receding line right there. I want the bottom of the next building to still line up. It's not going further back or further forward. And actually, I'm also going to show you an alley while I'm at it. I'm going to put a gap between this building and the next one along. So I want my next building to be a little shorter, so it's not gonna come as high as my previous receding line was. I'm going to draw towards my vanishing point on this side, and I'm still going to draw towards my vanishing point on this side. Even though it's all the way across the paper, I'm gonna draw right there. And since this one has a gap, I'm gonna have a little receding line on the bottom as well. Boom, like that. And that will be an alleyway. So if you wanna zoom in on that. So you can see those go to my opposite receding line way over there. All right, and that is a basic street corner. So the first thing you want to build in this particular project is your street corner. Have a bigger building right here because we're going to be adding some details to it. You can have smaller buildings out to the side. Remember that as things get further away, they will get smaller and smaller and smaller. So keep that in mind. Don't have every building the same width apart. Otherwise it'll look funny. All right. All right, so here I've added several different buildings on this side. I added a couple of alleys in here because I didn't like that I only had one over this way. This is my basic street corner. I could potentially add some buildings in the back here. Like if I wanted to add a little bit more height on this side, I could say like, okay, I'm gonna have like a skyscraper back here somewhere, draw the forward corner, draw a little bit towards my vanishing point here, have it come down. And then have like back here, go towards this vanishing point on this side. Bam, and then go down. So like I could have another row of buildings back here if I really wanted, but you don't really need it. It's nice because it gives you some dimension, but I would only do it if you have a whole big empty area of sky the way I did right there. So yeah, you can have all these buildings put in. Other things that I did is I redrew my horizon line in where I erased too much of it. I erased out the little receding line between where my alleys were. And I straightened up a couple of lines that were a little bit crooked. So right now, all you need to do is build your street corner. We're gonna have another video that talks about adding details like sidewalks, signs, writing on the wall, brick patterns, windows and how to line them up, doorways and how to line them up, and all of that other good stuff. All right, awesome. See ya.